Khalil.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Wow. I'm glad we have this opportunity to get together. Tell me a little bit about Khalil.
I grew up here in the Philadelphia area, in the Philadelphia School District. It didn't go so well for me, so around 5th grade, I transferred into the charter schools.
So when you say it didn't go so well for you, what does that mean?
In the public school setting, sometimes there's so many of us that were oftentimes overlooked, and I was dealing with a lot of issues at the time, and my behavior began to take a turn for the worse. And in 4th grade, they told me, you know, you're not going to be able to go to public schools for the next 2 years. And the only other option was charter schools at the moment, so it kind of saved my life.
Tell me about that. What was the difference when you went from that elementary school to the charter school?
Classroom sizes were definitely smaller. There was a lot of emphasis on Afrocentric curriculum, so it was a lot of self-pride that happened in that moment.
So after you went to the charter school, and then did you go to college after that?
I did. I decided to stay back and go to Manor College in Jenkintown, and that's how I got started working with the YMCA. I was a psychology major, and as I was getting my degree, we were coming up towards the end of it, and they actually had a job fair. And 2 ladies from the Edmonton YMCA were there. They called me in for an interview, and I got the job as a summer camp counselor. I went through training, and I came out of training as a specialty coordinator.
You talked a little bit about some of the programs you lead. I know you do camp. Do you lead youth in government as well?
Yes. I had the opportunity to do Model United Nations.
Oh, you did Model UN?
I did Model UN.
That's great, isn't it?
It was amazing. So for 3 days, we were able to take a bunch of youth from middle school to high school who are from cities and spaces that would never imagine they could do things like that. They're dressed up, they're making laws, they're making decisions. It was enlightening for me as a youth director because now I see the kids that I see every day, their faces are lighting up with amazement. So it was really cool to see them empowered, and it exposed them to a world beyond their own.
Now, as you work with kids, did you see yourself and some of those kids?
Yes, I got a lot of stuff back. I feel like a lot of it was payback from how I treated my teachers. While they were there, they had challenges with their behaviors and their feelings. And I remember thinking as I would talk to them, I wish somebody would have talked to me like this. And that's what sparked it for me.
Wow, that's good.
We're right through here. It's pretty cool because we're back here in the admin office, so it's kind of quiet, but I like to bring some noise back here so they'll know I'm coming. Here is my office. This is where I work.
Oh. What would little Khalil say now about what's going on here?
I don't think little Khalil would imagine he would be talking to the CEO. But I think he would be amazed. Especially not coming from a space where the opportunities that I had the chance to afford others were not necessarily given to me at the moment. Little Khalil didn't think he was smart enough for that. And for little Khalil to stand in the space now feels like it's a reminder that he can do whatever he puts his mind to.
There's a level of confidence that Khalil has now that little Khalil didn't have.
It didn't exist.
I can see it. And that's going to make you continue to be successful.
You mentioned about those who've come before you and they've laid the foundation, the groundwork for us to keep running with it. Now, you're that person for me. So what does it feel like to be the forerunner for so many young African-American leaders here at the YMCA and globally?
Wow, Khalil. You know, and you'll experience this too. As you're going through it, you don't think about it. I'm proud of the fact of the work that I've done in the organization. But it's to others to decide and articulate what that meant. Now talk about the impact that you want to make.
I see myself as an agent of change within YMCA. You don't think that an organization can do as much as we do. And when you look around and you see like all that we do, sometimes you stop for a second and you say, is there anything left to be done? And then something happens and you're like, yeah, there's a lot left to be done. Whether that's in arts and humanities or whether it's in civic engagement. I would like to go and be able to offer services to other youth directors, whether that's in teens or before and after school programming, a mentor or a coach to others but I also recognize that I can't stop being mentored in order for that to happen. So, and I want other people, and not just like team members, but the children that we serve, and even some of the people that may come in and they may not have a membership, but they need help, to know that, okay, if I can get to the YMCA, I know I can get in touch with a Mr. Khalil or someone like that, and they can help me with my situation. And that's just where I want to be with it.
That's excellent, Khalil.